If you've seen my recent Dollar Tree finds video, you saw where I picked up a few signs that I said I was going to use for a project I had in mind. So today I'm going to film the project and let you know the supplies needed, most purchased from Dollar Tree, and then show you the ending result. So I have a Silhouette Cameo vinyl cutting machine, and so I'm going to be cutting the vinyl that I'm going to use on these signs on that machine. I picked up these 3 signs on my last Dollar Tree trip, and they have the hangers, the twine hangers, and the wooden beads, and I'm going to repurpose them. You just need some scrapbook paper that you can purchase at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, any craft store, and I cut the scrapbook paper to size to fit inside of these frames, and I have 3 different kinds of paper, but they all kind of blend together. I also am going to use either a glue gun or this tacky glue, which I also purchased at Dollar Tree. I love this stuff. It works good for crafting. It does take a while to set, so if you want some immediate hold, this doesn't work as well, but overnight it really does the job. I'm also going to use some Mod Podge, also purchased at the Dollar Tree, to adhere the paper, the scrapbook paper, to the boxes. I also have some Betty Crocker scissors. You actually purchase these in the kitchen supply section at Dollar Tree, but they were great for craft scissors. And then I pick up this adhesive covering. It's clear. I got this from the Dollar Tree as well. It's by Contact. I can't usually find it at my local Dollar Tree, so when I'm out of town at another Dollar Tree, I pick this up. I usually pick up several at a time, and it works really well as the transfer tape to transfer the vinyl onto the paper. And then I have my adhesive vinyl. I have white, a deep red, and a brown that I'm going to use to cut out my items that I'm going to be placing on the paper. And then I have some twine or jute cord. You can get this at the Dollar Tree. This is a little thin for what I'm going to use because I'm going to use it to trim that around the outside. So I use this thicker, I'm going to use this thicker stuff I got at Walmart. And then I use this little baggie that I got also at the Dollar Tree to keep my vinyl cutting supplies in that I'll be using to adhere it, a scraper and such. So I am going to cut the vinyl, and then I will be back to show you the next steps. So I cut the vinyl on my vinyl cutting machine, so now I'm going to have to weed it. So weeding it is getting rid of the excess vinyl around the design that you no longer want, so it just leaves you with the design that you had created and cut. So if you don't have a vinyl cutting machine, there are many other possibilities of how you can create these the way that you want. You could take your paper, and there are many stickers at Dollar Tree. They have some super cute ones, some fun ones. You can put stickers on here. You can do, they sell these wooden blocks at Dollar Tree as well. My husband actually made these. He has a wood shop, so he made me these blocks, but they do sell them. And you can put these behind something. Like they sell these wooden cutouts at Dollar Tree as well, Hobby Lobby, all different craft stores. You can put a wood block behind it, glue that on here, or you could even paint the inside of this and glue it directly on there without paper, and it kind of gives it a 3D effect. You could Mod Podge paper, craft paper, or even napkins on these. I've done some, they have some leaf shaped ones at fall time. I've put fall napkins on them, Mod Podged it on there, and used that. You could also use wood letters, and those could go on here or on a block to make them 3D. They sell these cutouts at Hobby Lobby, all different shapes and sizes. They have sports, they have all different things, food items, dinosaurs and such. They also sell these chalkboard tags at Dollar Tree. You could take one of these and you can use a chalkboard pen and write on it, and you could put that on this paper or paint this and do this as well. Again, more cutouts from Dollar Tree. They have hearts, they have snowflakes last year. They also have these metal tags at Dollar Tree. So you could take one of these metal tags and either paint, stencil, paint, put stickers on it, pre-made stickers. You could put that on there. And if you want to cover up this hole in the tag, you can make a little tiny cute bow and put that on there to cover that up. And there's also buttons. I've gotten these buttons at Dollar Tree. You could take these and make a design out of buttons on there. They have things like this. I got this at Joann's. It's just a 3D felt poof thing. You could put that in there. There are just endless ideas of what you can do if you don't have a vinyl cutting machine. And there's all kinds of things you can do with it to customize it to what you're wanting. So I'm going to take and finish weeding these, and then I'll be back to show you how I transfer it onto the paper. So I have all of my vinyl weeded. I have all of the excess vinyl from around it that I don't want removed, so it just leaves me these vinyl stickers. And if you do have a vinyl cutting machine, I actually got this pack of tools from Harbor Freight, and it works really good as weeding tools. I think they sell some generic scrapers at Dollar Tree. I haven't been able to find any at any of mine, so I just use a silhouette one. And as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I use the clear contact paper from Dollar Tree as my transfer tape when I do this. So I cut a piece off the roll that fits my transfer here, my vinyl, and so I just cover that, and then I use my scraper tool and get the transfer tape to stick to the vinyl, and then you peel that off, and then you have your design that you're going to put on the scrapbook paper. So I just want to get it lined up where I want it. And then stick it down. Pull off the transfer tape, or in this case, the Dollar Tree clear contact paper, very slowly. You don't want to rip the scrapbook paper, so you want to pull it very slowly. And there you go. You have your cutout onto your paper, your scrapbook paper. And then I'll Mod Podge this and stick it into the inside of this frame, and then I'm going to trim it out with some jute cord. So I'm going to go ahead and stick the rest of these on the paper, and then I will show you the rest of the project. So I tore off a piece of wax paper. I purchased this at Dollar Tree as well, and I just tore off a little piece that I'm going to put my Mod Podge on. You can also use paper plates or a paper bowl, styrofoam bowl, whatever works. I got this Mod Podge at Dollar Tree, so I'm just going to pour a little on my wax paper. Then I'm going to use a sponge brush. They usually sell these in both the crafter square and the automotive section at Dollar Tree, and you get a packet. I think it's a larger quantity if you get it from the automotive part. So I'm going to use the sponge to put the Mod Podge on the back of my scrapbook paper. So I'm just going to apply that to the back. You don't want to get too much because then it can get too wet, but you want to get enough that it sticks to the paper. So after I've applied the Mod Podge to the back of the paper, I'm going to put that inside of this frame, stick it down, and then I'll do the same process with the other two so that it sticks in there real well. And then I cut some of this jute cord. I had purchased this from Walmart just because it's thicker. They also sell it at Dollar Tree, but it's the thinner version. So I'm going to use this to trim out the outside of the frame. And you can either use a hot glue gun, or I love this tacky glue that I also purchased at Dollar Tree. This takes longer, like I mentioned at the beginning, to adhere. So I'm going to put this on and let it set overnight and trim around the outside of the frame, because there's a little bit of a gap where the paper doesn't get all the way and it's a little rough the way they had painted it. So I'm going to trim these out, and then I'll be back with the finished product of all three of these. Here are the completed signs after I've done the revamp. And as you can see, I trimmed out the inside with the jute cord. I currently have these hanging on the wall. And if you didn't want to hang them, you can always use them as a shelf setter. So you can either leave the cord on it and just set it like this. You could take the cord out, you could turn it upside down so the holes are on the bottom. You could put ribbon or scrap paper or napkins, Mod Podge it around the outside, the inside. There's so many possibilities of what you can do with these. So I think they turned out pretty good. If you have any suggestions on how you would do them, please leave it in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching my video today. Again, please subscribe to my channel if you have not already. My channel is Simple Life. My name is Jennifer. And give this video a thumbs up. I appreciate it. Thank you.